Gentlemen, welcome to the Town of Cedar Lake Board of Zoning Appeals public meeting for January 14, 2021. Y'all please rise for the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Nicker Cupido.
Here.
Jerry Wilkie.
Here.
John Kapoor.
Here.
Jeremy Kuiper.
Present.
Jeff Fungi absent. David Austin. Tim Kubiak. Michelle Baker. And Tammy Bildry here.
Thank you. Item number one will be nomination and appointment of officers. Need a motion for.
I nominate Jeremy Kuiper for president.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a nomination by Mr. Kapura, and a second by Mr. Wilkening for Jeremy Kuiper. Roll call.
Nicker Cupido.
Yes.
Jerry Wilkie.
Yes.
John Kapoor.
Yes.
Jeff Fungi absent. Jeremy Kuiper.
Abstain. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, guys. Need a motion for a nomination for vice president.
I'll nominate Jeff Fungi for vice president. I'll second that also.
Any other nominations? Nomination by Mr. Cupido, second by Mr. Wilkening for Mr. Bungie for vice president. Roll call.
Nicker Cupido.
Yes.
Jerry Wilkie.
Yes.
John Kapoor.
Yes.
Jeremy Kuiper.
Yes. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 2 will be retention of services for our legal services. We're stuck with it. We don't get a choice.
We don't even have a say, huh?
We guys want to do whether it's suspended or motions.
Suspend that, so we did it at plan commission.
Do anything else other than yeah, what's our budget?
$12.
Okay, item number 2 is not applicable for the BZA. Reading the minutes of December 10, 2020 public meeting, are there any additions or corrections?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Seeing or hearing none, need a motion to accept.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Kapiro, second by Mr. Cupido to approve the December 2020 public minutes. Roll call.
Nicker Cupido.
Yes.
Jerry Wilkie.
Yes.
John Kapoor.
Yes.
Jeremy Kuiper.
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Minutes approved. Okay. Old business, item number 1. Order special use variance, owner Cedar Lake Storage LLC, 9019 West 133rd Avenue in Cedar Lake. Vicinity of the same. Petitioner will be Tim Porter of 2805 West 47th Avenue in Gary. Special use variance is to allow the petitioner to operate an indoor and outdoor storage facility for boats, RVs, cars, and trucks. Motion was made at the town council meeting in December 15 to send this request back to the BZA. Counselor.
ping pong
Everybody aware what that new information was? Discuss. We do have a town council representative here, maybe you can give us a quick summary.
There was a lot of stuff that was being done there, and they weren't sure if you clearly knew what was going on and wanted clarification on, it, correct?
Yeah, there was a picture of some concrete in the dumpster and stuff going on activity at the property. Turned out that the activity was permitted activity. There's a permit to demolish the 2 buildings in the rear of the property. That got thrown into the council and then they,
It was unknown at the time that the council was talking about it, that it was permitted activity, is that correct?
correct, and nobody, again, it was.
Nobody knew it.
Yeah.
But after
That's
the,
exactly what Dave said. There was activity going on that was, everybody was wondering.
but after the council meeting, you guys researched, it was permitted for the concrete, and we have an answer on the ambulance service being out of there.
Correct. Still working on the last people. that were the ambulances. They had a permit. to do work and, and again, I mean, there was a little bit of confusion and a lot of questions and they kind of, that was where it ended up.
I have a question, actually a concern. This may all end up being irrelevant, but the certification that we have for the recommendation that we gave, it doesn't exactly match the minutes of the meeting, the motion that I made. The one thing that's omitted is the fact that we had given them 1 year to complete the project. The certification seems to differ from the minutes that we approved. Like I said, I don't know if that's gonna have any bearing on tonight or anything going forward, but I just wanted that to be known.
Then there was another question about the interim site plan also, so I think that's a reflection of, I think the council wanted a clear motion from you guys for that certification. So that we-
That's definitely right. You can make
So your motion is, you guys have that.
Yeah.
Is that- So you're saying that's not an accurate statement of the motion?
Well, what I'm saying is that the minutes that we approved were 100% accurate. The certification that we have here that was signed is missing the 1 year timeline.
Counselor, because it is sent back, does that mean that our favorable recommendations, our original favorable recommendation is no longer valid, or
you can send something back to the town council. This is ready. Some recommendation. Additional information. provided. And how you do that in the context of the application for use of report.
clear on where we're at?
I think so, yeah.
We have a petitioner for this item. Come up. Drill. Name and address.
Chris Porter, for the property at 9019 West 134th Avenue.
Your address.
610 East Avenue, Elm Street goes to the north.
Okay, were you present at the town council meeting?
No, sir.
You were not. So you have no idea what they're talking about?
It was just 1 minute.
Oh, okay. Can you explain to us why you're back here again?
So is that there was some pictures taken on the site that there was debris and concrete that was, there was additional from what was there before. We were permitted to take down 2 buildings on property. They were unsafe, so that was the reason for taking them down. And we've been working on the property to get it cleaned up. And the fencing fixed, the buildings studied, removed, and stuff like that.
The ambulance service been vacated?
They have not, excuse me, we're working with that. They had 75 days after closing to remove themselves from the property. That was on January 6th at midnight. Since that time, we contacted our attorney and he formally informed them that they were supposed to be removed on the 13th. After that, we were taking action to have them removed.
75 days has already been up, and you're taking legal action because they haven't done it yet.
Yes.
All right. Any other building department comments? Anything to add, subtract? Multiply?
No, I just think that, the motion to make sure that that certification is proper to.
Yep.
Council this time.
Yep.
Then, with that, and it seems like everything is on track. So the previous motion.
Okay.
And not subdivision and the ball over further.
We have changed directions as far as that goes. We met with DVG engineering on Monday, and they are getting a proposal on a scope of work together for us to proceed with the one lot subdivision and also the drainage issues with the property.
It should be taken care of in the planning commission.
That's my understanding. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad this is on the right track now.
Sounds good.
It's taken a while, but
Everything's
We're on-
falling
we're on
in its proper place, planning commission.
it seems to be.
these days. So to Mr. Cupido's point, I do see the discrepancy in the certification. Was there anything else other than the time frame that you put on it that didn't seem?
No, it's,
I think what Nick has is rather thorough. Yeah, and you understand that everything's listed as what you can store.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to get into the what you can't store because that list
If
gets.
it needs change, you just gotta come back and see us.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
And as of right now, the whole thing's going to be used as a storage facility. You're not separating buildings or leasing anything separately or anything like that. Okay. All right.
give me a second to re-answer your question, Jeremy. So we had hours of operation listed as 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I know there was discussion in the last meeting about access after those hours or before. And in my motion, I made it clear that no, excuse me, no entry beyond those hours. That's something else that's missing from the certification.
I'm gonna take administrators. And then we'll come back and try to figure it out.
One more question. Is DVG, the property, was that meets and bounds piece of property? So everything's gonna be cleaned up, center of the road, all that stuff. I'm kind of thinking that because of the traffic pattern there, perhaps DVG should make a recommendation regarding that also. Because that's that traffic pattern there is a kind of a slippery slope.
Yeah, we were double check on that. And
Okay.
Yes, there's easements on north of that property for the traffic.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. I have nothing else, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I also mentioned at the town council, my concern for the parking spots outside of the gate. Because currently, parents park their vehicles out there and their kids get off the bus there and their parents pick the kids up. So I don't know what's gonna happen to those people that pick their kids up from the Hanover school system.
Is that public or private property? That they-
That's on their property and it was designated in there that that was gonna be parking for potential customers.
And that goes to my point of we need to figure out exactly what's gonna happen there, because if they have people going out the gate and people are eastbound, either to turn west or to head east, we need to make it better than it is. Is this, just a question, is this a McLaren sitting here? I don't know what parents driving a McLaren. Okay, all right, just check.
Yeah, I will ask you to take a seat for a brief moment, please. Yes, sir.
Question about
I guess we probably should have to add that to the. The ambulances could still be there. I guess everything needs to be removed before they get occupancy.
Otherwise, you're lucky to do it. Site compliance.
Are there any remonstrators for or against this variance? Any remonstrators for or against this variance? Any online or submitted electronically?
No, sir.
Seeing or hearing none, the public portion of this item is closed. Come back up, please. Anybody other than updates to the certifications, anybody have anything change their part or mind on anything that we've seen or heard?
No, I think this will end up at the planning commission and probably will be be chewed up and stormwater is taken care of and resurfacing is taken care of and everything should be.
That's where it should be.
I'm anticipating everything would to be well.
Okay. Mr. Cupido, I know
Yeah, you're looking at me for this one. You know, I just have to ask Dave. Well, I'm gonna ask him really quick. What do you recommend we do on the ambulance issue? You know, especially the wording of a motion. Okay.
so you're gonna keep your motion and amend and request that the certification be amended to your, whatever your motion is going to be now.
Yes, and I'm gonna make a motion for you if you're entertaining one.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely. I think it was just gonna do that.
yeah, I'm gonna go word for word how I'd like it.
I think it needs to include DVG traffic suggestions.
That's a plan.
Below the plan, the way the whole thing is gonna be laid out. Just the way the access is for the track.
That's on the site. Right?
Should be. Okay. We can leave it there. I don't want anybody thinking we're moving the bar.
Oh. Yeah. I got faith in you too. Everybody else will take care of it. All right, so with that being said, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we send a favorable recommendation to the town council for this use variance to allow the petitioner to operate an indoor and outdoor storage facility for boats, RVs, and trucks no larger than 3/4 ton with the designated number of spots requested. Hours of operation to be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. No entry beyond those hours. Contingent on one lot subdivision and land use approvals with 1 year to complete the projects. Also, the contingency that the ambulances be removed before occupancy is given, and to include the findings of fact.
I'll second it. Findings of fact.
We'll try to do that one up. We have a motion by Cupido, and a second.
Sure.
I did.
Mr. Wilkie. You understand the motion, sir? Any other discussion on the motion or second?
No, sir.
Roll call?
Nick Arcupo,
Yes,
Jerry Wilkie,
Yes.
John Kior,
Yes,
Jeremy Piper.
Yes. Motion carries 4-0. So we're gonna be back on the town council meeting. Right? New business, item number 1, Govert Developmental Variance. Owner Steve Govert, 13406 Wicker Avenue in Cedar Lake. Petitioner Justin Govert, 13406. In the vicinity of the same, this developmental variance to allow the petitioner to install a digital message board. Counselor. We have a petitioner for this item. Come up and state your name and address, please.
13406 Wicker Avenue.
Ahead with your request.
Requesting for a digital signboard to be placed at the spot of original lettering. That same size as the one that is there.
That was my first question, exact same size. Will be on 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Correct.
So I'll familiarize you with, we've gotten a lot of requests for this over the last years, whatever. We usually put reasonable conditions on them. I'll try to, you guys can help me out. If I remember what those are.
And those are based on traffic
Correct.
from the federal government.
Messages remain on for
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
6 seconds. No flashing. Is this a colored screen? No flashing messages or anything that would mimic any sort of emergency vehicle. Reds, greens, flashing. No scrolling messages. That goes with that 6 seconds. What else was there?
is it
Skimming.
Is it scrolling period or scrolling one way?
It's left, right scrolling.
Left, right.
No left, right scrolling.
I thought it said no scroll.
Well, it
Or
can
left to
scroll
right.
every 6
Left
seconds.
to right, it can go up to down.
Yeah, you can scroll vertically.
Mhm. What am I missing?
Does it have the dimming effects?
So it, the software has, can match the brightness, hold times, and transition settings mandated by.
And what percentages can it move to?
So,
Because usually in the daytime, it needs to be 100%, and the nighttime is,
so it's the same brand as like the local church.
Oh, okay, right. Well, they seem to be operating that well.
Missing anything? Those were the big ones.
I don't think so.
Building department?
I have nothing, just the conditions, like I said, it's an
Yep.
existing sign. They've been here for, I mean, it's been a pretty good staple of our community for a long time.
I think it's a great idea. I do, however, though, would mention that if for some reason this seems to be too bright by somewhat of a majority's idea, that you can be able to turn this down 10% or whatever. Whatever it is. Yeah, and considering that daycare center that's gonna be there, I don't want any, I prefer not to have any other distractions from people pulling out, so.
Any other board discussion?
No, sir.
questions, Comments?
Sure.
Have seats for brief moment, please. Are there any remonstrators for or against this variance? Any remonstrators for or against this variance? Baker, any online?
No, sir.
Seeing or hearing none, the public portion of item is closed. Come back up. I said brief. Any other board, building department discussion? Any other board discussion?
One more question. This is a double-sided sign. Okay, all right. So be on 24 hours a day. Okay. I have nothing else.
All right, this is a board decision for a developmental variance. We'll take the motion.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we allow the petitioner to install a digital message board with the findings of fact.
I'll second that.
You want to specifically mention those?
For the criteria mentioned in the meeting.
I'll second it.
Yes.
Motion's fine.
I'm gonna amend my motion. The criteria based on the is it the National Traffic Safety Board, or what is that agency? It's a, is that what it is? And NTSB? Yeah, I think the NTSB criteria. With the findings of fact.
I'll second that emotion again. That emotion.
Okay. I won't attempt to list everything, but we do have a motion from Mr. Wilkening, a second from Mr. Kapira to grant the development variance as requested to allow the petitioner to install a digital message board with the conditions on the criteria mentioned for this item and for the NTSB, and to include the findings of fact. Do you understand the motion, sir? Yes, sir. Any other discussion on the motion or a second?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, roll call.
Nick Rikuda,
Yes.
Jerry Wilkins,
Yes.
John Capura,
Yes,
Jeremy Kuiper.
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Gotta get a permit. Perfect. Thanks. Business item number 2, Terry developmental variance. Under petitioner Brian and Candace Terry, 6712 West 145th Avenue in Cedar Lake. It is the same. This developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to have a 6-foot privacy fence in the front yard on a corner lot, 0-foot setback from 145th, and a 0-foot setback from Colbert. Counselor. Thank you. Do we have a petitioner for this item? What? Name and address, please.
Brian Terry. 712 West 145th Avenue.
What would your request?
There's, when we purchased the whole, we didn't really get into it. It says that there's a street in sight, but there's a street there.
By definition, it's a front yard because it's
The whole yard
understood.
hanging off of the street.
Building department?
Well, as you can see, I took a couple pictures. You have that picture? Park Street does stop right after the rear yard.
Unimproved.
You can see it in one of the pictures. It's unimproved, there's nothing. Really currently there. You can actually see the guardrail. It's stopped right at the back property line. The likelihood of that road, without somebody building a house on their lot 22 or 23, I don't know what the likelihood of putting that road there would be. I mean, it would help traffic flow. But I don't know if that is- I mean, if any of these old roads have a chance of ever being gone through, this would be one of them. It's only 100 feet more to connect to 140 there. So, I don't necessarily have an issue with that road along the unimproved, the fence along unimproved Hobart Street, but along 145th Avenue, a 6-foot fence with a 0-foot setback. It's a good idea. The visual and I think it should at least be held back to the front of that house. Because the pool back, the pool used to be, the front of the house, you still has the front yard. I mean, just a vision of down the road and, if everybody fenced in their houses all the way up to the street, it would create that, compound kind of look. But I don't know how far your house is set back off of the road, but it looks like it's probably close to 30 feet or so off of the road to the front of your house. So,
Your concern was off of 145th.
yeah.
So, Tim, what would the setback be if Hobart Street were to go all the way through? What would the setback need to be from that street to the fence?
And again, if Hobart Street did go through and that road was 30, if the fence was 30 foot back, when you got to the road, you still have your vision. If you ever did finish Hobart. It's hard to say. I don't know how big that actual, is that a 30 foot right away there? From Hobart? So,
I think
30
it's,
foot right away, 20 foot, a 20 foot road.
I think it says 30.
know exactly your question. There's a 30 foot right away for the road to go there.
30 foot from the center or 30 foot total?
30 foot total. And I would say the existing Hobart Street is probably only 18 to 20 foot. It's not super big.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that road were to go through, where that fence would have to be. I understand they still need a variance because it'd be a front yard still,
Right.
but where that fence would have to be off of the
I
road.
mean,
right away.
I don't envision the fence causing an issue there. I mean, if the road did go through, I mean, you would want a 30 foot off the Hobart Street also. I mean, if somebody came in on Hobart Street behind them, obviously we try to keep those.
Yeah.
But again, like they said, there is no road there now, so I don't know.
Okay,
The likelihood of that happening is, I don't know.
right. Okay,
But it is one of those, like a lot of these that come in with these same situations, and it's woods and ravines. And, this one's actually
Yeah.
stopped 100 feet short for some reason. It's kind of unusual.
Well, it looks to me like the roads on either side of the property are unimproved. And I don't see the benefit of them ever being improved.
Hobart, you mean?
Well, what's the other road on the other side of the property?
That's 145th.
We got 145th is what the house technically kind of fronts on,
That's the
right?
road.
So I'm looking at this picture here, and I'm seeing two unimproved roads, 30 and the 30 on each side of the property.
I think that's improved, ain't
I don't know about that.
We have the paper that you're looking at the second one.
I think that's Windsor.
Is Windsor improved all the way through? I guess Windsor is improved all, no, it
Windsor is a
isn't.
house away.
Right, there's one house and then Windsor.
Yeah, I'm just saying is the vision triangle. I'm trying to get the vision triangle. Your concern is 145th.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, if you ever did improve Hobart, you would have that fence down.
Yeah.
The side yard of Hobart, but the chances of that happening are unlikely. But if it stopped 30 foot short of the corner, even if it did get improved, you would still have your clear vision. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
If it was held to the front of the house.
Correct. You still have your 30 foot along 145th, and if that road by some miracle did get improved, you'd have 30 foot of.
Yeah.
A Hobart to have your vision when you pull out. If it never did.
Anything else?
No, there was a couple of other houses along in that area that had some like 4 foot chain link fences out there. Not a whole lot of 6 foot privacy fences right.
It looks like the other fence that was there was in the right of way.
There used to be a fence that was probably.
But according to the GIS, you can see that it looks like it was in the right of way, not on the property. Mhm.
So there's fence that exists. Where
No.
you're-
No, it's gone.
Any other board discussion?
Not at the moment.
It looks like there's a 6 foot fence between you and your neighbor. Is that,
That
Yeah.
is still up there, yeah. That
that's
was up there.
still there? Is that your fence?
I think so, yeah. The
Okay.
neighbor said it was, so.
When it's in repair, and when it's repaired, it's yours. Yeah, I see. That would be taken down, and that's where the new fence would be. Where-
No, it would be the fence on the other side.
The other three sides, the back and the Hobart side and then the front. I got no more questions right now.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, would you like this copy of the original record? This is your copy. Yeah, I have it.
You guys can have a seat for a brief moment. Are there any demonstrators for or against this variance? Any demonstrators for or against this variance? Ms. Baker, any online?
No, sir.
Seeing or hearing none, the public portion of this item is closed. Come back up, please. Any other building department comments?
I would just like to see that 30 foot yard maintained in front of the home. You guys understand what I'm saying? I mean, just scooting the front fence back to the
Again,
front of the house. and
moving
then
this.
East to Hobart, you know, and having a front yard still, and then basically your side yard and your rear yard. Would be fenced in, but you still have an open front yard.
The fence would come up to the front of the house, not past the front of the house, but up to the corner of the front of the house where that cedar tree is.
Okay.
To hold it back, because then we don't have any problems.
So then there would, so then if that was approved, there wouldn't be any setback issues along 145th Avenue then?
Correct.
Just, okay.
Just be the-
It would just be the front yard.
So maybe I'm being too forward looking or too optimistic, but yeah, I was out there and I saw, just like Tim said, it's like it came up just short of finishing that road, you know? So I'm just floating this idea, maybe if we make we approve this variance, that we have something in the motion to where if that road's improved, that fence has to be moved. Because, I mean, that fence would be right along the road if that was paved, would it not?
It should still be, 8 feet away from the road, but, I mean, I don't know if you want to keep that 6-foot setback off of that property line or something. That's a buffer.
I mean, not now, if you're okay with it now the way it is, but I'm saying if that was to be improved, if it would help in the process of improving it, that they have to move that fence? Or is that something that's just gonna be done throughout the improvement process if that was ever done? Mhm. Okay. Other than that, at that point, it would be come down to negotiations between the town and the homeowner to do something with that.
Yeah, and that,
Okay.
so and I was thinking about, if you wanted to extend Hobart, I'm sure all those people that live on Hobart love that dead end, no traffic flow. So like if the town wanted to open that up for traffic, it would probably be, we might have this group of
Yeah.
people saying, we don't want it, you know what I mean? 'Cause every time, like one of those things, you think it makes sense, everybody that lives there likes that.
Yeah.
That no flow through
Yeah.
traffic. And it
Would-
might be a disaster. Right.
You said the fence would have to be 8 feet off the road, the improved road, if it would be improved.
It would end up being approximately.
So if the road gets improved, could the motion include the ability to move the fence back, not necessarily at their expense? But the whoever the body is improving the road.
We don't run across.
So
So
what do you guys thought?
basically,
That never happened.
so basically, the town is gonna take care of it when it comes to that point. It'll get taken care of. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Gotcha.
Are you,
That's
thinking- are you
beautiful.
really gonna live that long? I don't know if I want to live that long.
I eat good, I drink good.
I eat good, I drink plenty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a motion? This would be a board decision on a developmental variance.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve this developmental variance to allow the petitioner to have a 6-foot privacy fence in the front yard on a corner lot with a 0-foot setback from Hobart Street.
Well, that's 0, 30.
No, I thought we were talking.
You're right.
Yeah, 145th, there's no setback, or no variance. It'll meet the zoning ordinance, because it'll be at the base of the house.
Okay. Does that make sense?
So just to clarify, make a motion that we approve this developmental variance to allow the petitioner to have a 6-foot privacy fence in the front yard on a corner lot with a 0-foot setback along Hobart Street. Include the finding.
Yeah, so the setback of 145th has been eliminated.
Correct.
I'll second it. Findings of fact.
We have a motion by Mr. Recupero, second by Mr. Wilkening, to grant the development variance to allow the petitioner to have a 6-foot privacy fence in the front yard on a corner lot with a 0-foot setback from Hobart only, and to include the findings of fact. Any discussion, questions on the motion or a second?
No, sir. No, sir.
And what that means with your setback off the front? Okay. Roll call.
Nick Recupero,
Yes?
Jerry Wilking,
Yes.
John Spur,
Yes,
Jeremy Piper.
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Come on, get a building permit. Go to.
Eight to five.
First thing in the, before they're even.
One of these two ways.
They're also available on the website.
You hear that? They're available on the website.
But then you don't get to see them, so. Business item number 3, Prismatic, developmental variance, owner petitioner Regina Prismatic, 7305 Lakeshore Drive in Cedar Lake, in the vicinity of 13431 Bryan Street, Cedar Lake. This developmental variance is allowed the petitioner to build a deck in the front yard of a corner lot with a 12-foot 8-inch setback from Bryan Street and a 12-foot setback from 134th Lane. Counselor. Okay, thank you. Do we have a petitioner for this item?
The address would be 13,431 Street. And my address would be 73.
What's your request? Is there a deck that exists there that you're improving, or there's just a new deck? Building department, Mr. Kubiak.
She's been working on remodeling this house for a couple of years now. Making improvements to it and trying to about their drywall and about getting done. The deck's kind of big for the piece of property, but so is everything up on.
It's a unique piece of property, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unique. I mean, it's essentially pretty low to the ground. It's not like it's a towering thing, you know, it's pretty low and that 12-foot 8 from the street says it all, but if you look at some of the pictures I took, it's kind of the view, the scape, you know, the view of that down to the streets there. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, in that it's low and that it's you know, it's that close to the ground. If you look at the pictures, I mean, if that was not loud, it's only going to be maybe 6 inches up off of the ground to the deck, so it's not like it's maybe a little bit more on the north side. The north side kind of drops off there. That you know, the authentic flavors out there. That's all I have. I mean, it could be a patio, I guess, but the way that the ground drops off, it's hard to get a patio that is, you know, sloped, so not a lot of room.
Any board discussion?
I have none right now.
Who drew this, Gail? You did? Oh, good job.
Okay, ma'am, you can have a seat for a brief moment. Thank you. Are there any remonstrators for or against this variance? Demonstrators for or against this variance? Ms. Baker, be online.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Seeing or hearing none, the public portion of the site was closed. Andy, come back up, please. Any other building department comments?
What's your attention with that fence that's there, that chain link fence? Get rid of that. Saying you're cutting down your front yard setback, so I just didn't know if that what your plan was with it.
I'd like to get all the garbage. I think there's a lot of people.
I mean, I just think like with that front yard, if you're gonna, you know what I mean, like get that fence and stuff cleaned up out of there, kind of open up that lane a little bit, and I mean, it's kind of a give and take kind of thing. I think, back in your front yard, that you're opening up that, you know, like people, you'd be able to park in your front or whatever without being sticking in the road, and just open up You know, I mean, it opened up the thoroughfare there a little bit. I think. I'm just kind of saying, you know, give and take a little bit, you would open up that a little bit and be able to move it back. It would be a nice thing to clean up that. On the other side of the road, they got that 6-foot fence clear out from the street. And it's, you know, it's tight through there, so I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Now's our
Would you
chance.
be willing to take that fence out?
Is that the chain link you're referring to? Tim?
Yeah.
Yes. What kind of railing you plan on putting up there? Like handrail on that? Just like wooden spindles? Yeah.
Any other board discussion?
Sure.
I think if he tears that chain link fence down, he should fill the dumpster with everything else that's not exactly being used correctly, like the fence across the street. I got nothing else.
Is that a motion? For a developmental variance?
The deck would be level, but the ground, I said if it was, if she said for a patio, the ground is not level, it would be hard to put a patio there. A lot of them, yeah. Right, the deck would be level, but the ground is underneath it is not. So it would just be a challenging place to put a patio, if you see it's the slope of the ground. The deck would be level. And it would be fairly low along, I don't know all the names of those roads there, but Bryant Street, but then as you go to the north,
Thirty-four.
134 is just a little bit. You know, I would go down next, so we do put off the ground. No, it's open away.
Hard to tell with this one.
So tip, so the deck's gonna be 14 feet from the front of the house
On that one, not yet.
on that one side. So how far does that put us from the right of way or the paved blacktop?
On which road?
Huh?
On which road?
I'm looking at this, yeah, I'm looking at this picture here, this, 134,
Yeah, so it's 12 foot 8.
12 foot.
12 foot from the pavement. Okay.
This isn't gonna give you guys any parking issues, is it? Taking up some of that room there? Parking vehicles in there? No. Cause you own that garage, correct?
That deck will be between the trees in front there in the house. Is there some trees there? No?
No.
This says blue house I'm looking at. It's not theirs? That's not the one.
White.
Never mind.
That's the other side of that one. That's backwards.
Very odd shaped lot if you look at the survey.
Any other questions, comments? Board discussion?
Nope.
All right, we'll open it up for motion for board decision on developmental variance for this item.
President, I'll make a motion. We approve the developmental variance law petitioner to build a deck in the front yard of a corner lot with a 12-foot 8 setback from Bryan Street and a 12-foot setback from 134th Lane based on the findings of fact, with the contingency that all the metal woven fence and the poles in the front yard are removed with the finding of fact.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Mr. Wilkening, a second by Mr. Kura to grant the developmental variance as requested without petition to build a deck in the front yard of the corner lot with 12-foot 8 inches setback from Bryan Street, 12-foot setback from 134th Lane, with the contingency that the chain link fence be removed, and to include the findings of fact. Any questions, comments on the motion in the second?
No, sir.
Do you understand what the motion is? Okay. Roll call.
Nick Cuputo,
Yes.
Gary Wilking,
Yes.
John Sikora,
Yes,
Jeremy Piper,
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Come and get a building permit. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, business
Every
item
day.
number 4,
More than a
Secorage. Special use, owner petitioner Steve Secorage, 132, check 3235, Missouri Court, Unit 1A, Island, in the vicinity of 13930 Lowerman Street. Special use variance allows petitioner to have a multifamily residence with a B1 medical office in R2 zoning district council. We have a petitioner. Okay, how many clients would you be having in and out throughout the day?
Well, we know them to be in online. We'll grab them as a practice, however. given that, they're on the requirements that we file. We use that off for this requirement.
So yourself, one and another employee, how many employees? is it? Quantify not very often, is it maybe once or twice a week, or clients have to come in this month, this is twice a year?
It would probably be so. And it would only. I don't anticipate. Best case scenario, I don't care if they get away. Five, they're both, both my jobs. So,
Proposing any improvements to the property, either in the business side or the rental side, any signages, any improvements, parking lot, anything?
Parking lot is very big there. Probably bigger. As far as, the rental. For the medical office, we have only one room. That we can split into, it's about 25 to 30 feet. So we can have pretty much 65 volts there. We're not even putting in the food system. For the most part.
So no improvements, no signage, no,
No, in fact, the only thing that we do is sign is that 10 over now, just under that time, just enough. Got it to the goal. So we find it normal. In fact, no.
Kubiak.
I don't have any issues with the intended use of the property, I don't guess, but ingress, egress, I mean, state release for a medical office in that building and the condition of that. The current condition of that existing building is not the greatest. I mean, there needs to be a lot of work done to that building to occupy and use it as an active units. I mean, the electric service that's in that building was put in without a permit and hooked back up to Lipscomb Power. By not you, obviously, by previous owners, but what I've observed up to this point, just doing one electrical inspection, is that there's quite a lot of non-compliant situations in the building. I mean, the exits and entrances, the entrances into the apartments that are currently there, the entrance into a building, if you needed to have you have to have an ADA entrance and exit into that building, which currently do not exist. Like I said, there's a lot of work to be done there. And definitely, I mean, the building is large. And, the potential is there to do this type of asking for the mandate. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work. So I don't know what your guys' intentions are as far as that. You know, are you guys have a contractor or a plan or some type of layout for the medical part of it or anything like that? We share that.
There's pictures in here. There's pictures. Yeah. Before that. Before that.
You're looking for Mr. Kubiak?
What kind of medicine do you guys practice? Okay. Thank you.
Do you have tenants there now? And there's room for 3?
That was reduced, I believe, in 2000. I don't know exactly what the year was, but now they're allowed to have 3 apartments and then the business. That's what their last variance was for. That's what the sewer
When
bill
was the
that's what
dance?
they pay. Right, the dance studio. Mm,
What about the apartments?
That's
and
not
the-
what it says on the paperwork.
What about the fire separation from the offices to the residential and the plans for the apartments and the entire, entire thing?
The building was built.
I mean, when you're gonna add a commercial, you're gonna put that commercial office in there, there's gonna be some, fire codes that need to be met to add, you're adding a new commercial business into the building. There's gotta be separation between units, and 2 units, and you're rehabbing an old existing building. You know what I mean? I know it's been used as a couple apartments for the last 30 or 40 years, and you guys have a great vision to try to fix it up, but there are standards that need to be met in order to have, the business aspect of the residential all, intermingle safely and, ingress, egress. We looked up there, that back stairs going down from that apartment, and, that stuff. Gotta be plans and but you're gonna use that for the apartment.
But you would still be part, you can still be owner of the property. You're purchasing the property? Okay, so what Mr. Kubiak is saying is because of the improvements, I think are great and very well laid out, snowballs into some of the things that need to be done with the residential portion. Because you are making improvements to the. That makes sense. So what he, correct me if I'm wrong, but because just because you're doing only the work or only improving that commercial portion, that obligates you as a homeowner to also do things on the residential side. I don't think you've considered that at all based on, there's nothing in your package saying that there's anything going to be happening on the residential side.
Well, actually, he has taken steps to pull that in.
I'm sorry, who are you? Can you come up? Please come up and name and address.
My name is Joe Bacraca. I live in St. John. This is in regards to his property here.
And you're an owner or petitioner?
I actually represent him. I was his broker.
Okay.
So he has taken steps right now to mitigate the boiler issues and some of the other electrical issues that were brought up. So we're looking at certain bids for those types of things to take care of not only the commercial side that he's talking about, but in addition to the residential side.
Okay.
So we're actually mitigating a lot of those issues.
But it's not in his submittal. And that's where we gotta be careful, because I wanna trust you and say you're gonna do all the things, but we don't have a plan for that. We have a great. You have what? Oh, right. What I'm saying is, I think, and I think you guys can back me up or tell me I'm crazy. I think what we're needing is that second part of what you're asking to do, because this can't be done without the other stuff being done. And so we can't consider just this and trust that you guys are going to follow through and improve the rest of the property without it being part of your overall submittal and plan. Yes, sir.
Yeah, until this, 1898 was a long time ago. And I've just been probably 30 years since I've been in that building, and 30 years ago, that building was in need of a lot of help. And I think until Mr. Kubiak's had a chance to look it over in some detail, I'm not sure that anything but a deferral at this point is in order. If you would request such a thing, if we have to vote,
For that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Nobody else is here.
Protocol, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna ask you guys if you can
Sorry.
step away for a brief moment. Please, thank you. Are there any remonstrators for or against this variance? Any remonstrators for or against this variance? Ms. Baker?
No, sir.
No. Seeing or hearing none, the public portion of the session is closed. You guys can come back up. So. Yeah, you got anything to act to, that you
Well,
can,
I guess the number of units also like that you intend on having here. I mean, you want to have your one medical office. And you're asking to have 3 apartments or 4 apartments or.
That was removed. I mean, they are currently paying and approved to have 3 residential units and the dance studio. That's what that building was approved for.
So I have a question on that, Michelle,
Mhm.
or who anybody that can answer this. So as far as I know, when we approve these use variances, since I've been here, they've usually followed the owner, correct?
and that's why.
Yes, and
Yeah,
Exactly. That's part of it.
it's a medical,
Mhm.
right? So it's the same as
Okay.
except it's a medical office, not a dance studio. So as far as the number of units, that didn't change. That wasn't part
But-
of the,
But you're requesting 4 residential units along with your office.
Right. I don't really see how that could be.
Well, I think what you want to do is a great idea. I do think though, we need more detail. Right, Mr. Kubiak needs to look that over. Perhaps even the fire chief even needs to go over and look that over. Because things have been unchanged there from the outside for a long time. And if Tim's certain about the lack of permits for things that were done, that needs to be, we need some clarification on that. So you know what you need to do. And we know what you're actually going to do. You mentioned the air conditioning. What air conditioning is in that building?
Well, there.
That's what I remember.
Ice.
Just a boiler. Yeah.
Is there any other discussion?
No, sir.
So I think everybody's on the same page. This is great. This is on track with what we hope to see from our petitioners as far as a plan, well thought out. So I don't want to discourage you at all from that. It's just incomplete for what we have to consider for the property. So,
One question, will he have to upgrade all the electrical?
that we're gonna leave that up to his discussion with the building department. They're gonna come.
Yeah, but you're saying yes, so that would be my guess too. I mean, they can discuss it with him.
The entire building, like you said, it's a big building, very large building. There's a lot of issues in a lot of places, from the exterior to the interior, to the entrances, exits. You're gonna have to have a state release for your medical facility, your medical plan. You can build you guys mentioned draw your own drawing, you have a functioning office space that's approved, by architect or a state for a medical facility. You can't just draw it yourself. I mean, it's gotta meet ingress, egress, all those requirements of a commercial building. And then, as far as the building goes, I mean, you really have to bring that building up to today's conditions or standards, like I said, just by what I seen, I came by after I came to do your election service, especially I came by to take a picture. I think that's on the outside, you can tell that nobody ever had NIPSCO, it's an unpermitted electrical upgrade. So those meters and none of that is done correctly at all. None of that is piped into the current breaker panels or anything.
You guys need to get together on
yeah.
on what needs to be done.
and then if additional units, as far as rental units are wanted, that would be another special use that would need to be applied for, a sewer tap and, all those fees, so that's done correctly also.
And
No. There's 4. 3 apartments and then the dance studio.
And depending on the requirements and the space for your medical part, I don't know how that's gonna affect maybe one of the other units. I don't know. But Tim needs to look this over in some detail.
So at this point, it would be wise if you guys, that's for a deferral, which would give you guys another month for you to work with the town. If you think that's enough time, maybe you need more time, it's for 2 months, but if you ask for a deferral, I'm sure it would probably pass and we'd love to see you again and see ideas. Mhm. Good.
So he is asking for a deferral.
That's what I heard. So the petitioner is requesting a deferral until next month, BZA. Second,
I'll motion, we approve the request for the deferral.
I'll second it.
okay, motion in second, to grant the deferral.
You make a motion?
Sure.
Mr. Wilkening, second by Mr. Kapira, to grant the motion for deferral, the request for deferral. Roll call.
Nick Rokupo,
Yes.
Jerry Wilkie,
Yes.
John Kapoor,
Yes,
Jeremy Piper.
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Love to see you next month. Public comment? Any public comment? Public comment? Seeing none, any motion to adjourn? Harry.
me.
Second by Bureau.
And all this stuff here, that.
Opposed?
Bureau.
Adjourned at
So
2019.
you're gonna have.
Bureau?
This will
Lane
eventually
press.
come to be, I'm on the town
Any
council.
press?
I can't approve stuff like that.
Gets the sign.